Hi everyone, my name is Tiffany. Welcome back, or welcome if you've never been here before. Today I'm doing the This or That Romance Edition tag. I'm excited about this because Caitlin from the Love Librarian and Victoria from Victoria's Romance Reads created this tag. A bunch of booktubers have been coming out with the videos. I'm sure you've seen them. I recently was tagged by Morgan from Nothing Better Than a Book. So I'm gonna link all of their channels down below as well as the questions just in case you'd like to do this. And I'm gonna refer to them because they're in my lap on my phone. The first choice is Cliffhangers or HEA. For me, I prefer an HEA, okay? I at least need a happy for now. In fact, I really don't enjoy a cliffhanger unless the entire series is out for me to binge. And when I'm dealing with a duet, I need a happy for now and a substantial reason as to why there are 2 books instead of 1. That's just my preference. So I just feel like I need the conflicts wrapped up, okay? I don't mind if it stings. I just want a hard one HEA in the end. Preference. Next pick is hardcover or paperback. I like a paperback and make it floppy. I just love the feel of it. When I'm reading, they're soft. And to be honest with you, I really see hardcovers as a weapon. I cannot tell you how many times I've been on my couch 2 hours in some weird position and I've dropped that on my face, dropped it on my foot, rearranging these stacks. Like, I feel like my insurance premiums could go up because of hardcover books. I prefer paperbacks all the way. Next is Angsty or Cutesy. I love an angsty romance. I do, but I think I'm gonna go with Cutesy simply because I love when angst is done well. And well to me is if the author can be inventive with variation as opposed to relying upon the same repeated beat. I want there to be a fresh way in the push and pull around the same core issue, and I want it to illuminate what's really going on. So rarely is that done well, and when that happens, I find it very annoying. So Cutesy can still be hard won. Okay, there still can be issues that are being dealt with, but I find that those are external conflicts where I can really just, you know, swoon on them internally falling into each other. So of late, it's been Cutesy, even though I do love my angst. I gotta pick one. Next, emotional or rom-com? I'm going with emotional. Rom-coms are hit or miss for me, okay, when it comes to the comedic elements. Unless I'm like reading Juliet Cross, who I know can deliver on that balance, I gotta go with emotional. I just love like a gut punch theme, something that's like a meditation on life while we're here. I want to be consumed by it. I want it to like linger long after. I love an emotional read. Okay, Kennedy Ryan, Jennifer Hartman, Sierra Simone can have my heart for the gripping any day. I love emotional. Next is standalone or series. I love a series. I love getting lost in worlds. I love following a particular family, friend group, or pack if we're talking paranormal. I like to spend time with characters and watch them grow. I like interconnected worlds. So series really make me feel like the characters that I love are real. So definitely series. Next, we have Booktok or Bookstagram. Absolutely Bookstagram for me, okay? If there's a gem on Booktok, it's going to make its way to me on Bookstagram. The booktubers that I love that are on there, okay, are doing the work for us all by gleaning through what they say is spicy and, you know, trying out what's super hyped on there. And then I just come in and collect like Pokemon the gems. So I also feel like Bookstagram is where the community is at. It's why I started my channel. I started talking about books in my stories because I just needed to get it out. And it is on Bookstagram where I can voice memo my bookish besties and people that I know have already read the book that I'm currently reading and bombard them with my thoughts. And I mean, readathons are happening there. It's where I interact with everybody Bookstagram is really where it's at, in my opinion. I dropped my phone, so I'm gonna get it. Next is people or objects on covers. I'm gonna go with people, okay? I wanna feel the vibe of a book. Give me the clench, the skin. I mean, honestly, I do like certain objects on books. Like, I am really digging how, I'm trying to give you an example here. Katie Roberts doing her Dark Olympus series. I love that they're simple yet vibrant and the objects have meaning. I also like Emily McIntyre, I think it's called her Ever After series. Those covers are stunning. They are. But if I had to choose, I mean, I'd rather be compelled to jump into this as opposed to a cover with an object, especially if I'm dealing with an author that's new to me and I don't know much about the book. This will call my name over objects. So next, just saying, we have new releases or backlist. I am a huge backlist reader. It's honestly because of an author's backlist that I'm excited about the new release. I love finding a new to me author and just making my way through their work. And if I'm dealing with an author that's churning them out like Maggie Cole and Sophie Lark were last year, then by the time I get to it, it may be a backlist title, but backlist all the way for me. Next is TBR or free-for-all. Free-for-all, okay? I read what I want, when I want. I'm a very moody reader. I'm easily influenced. However, I do enjoy the bumper rails, okay, of a TBR because it does keep me focused on the book clubs that I want to be a part of and like new releases for that month. But I have a lot of TBRs and I never stick to them. So honestly, I'm a free-for-all reader. Next is open door or fade to black. I don't even think I need to answer this. I prefer open door, okay? It's a requirement to make its way onto my shelves. And I honestly don't understand fade to black. I really don't get it. I don't understand if we're not gonna see the steam. Sorry, that's my air conditioning. If we're not gonna see the steam, why even have it in the book? Just remove it. It doesn't make any sense to me. I can read romance without any steam. One of my favorites, Sweet Talk by Cara Bastone. That Audible original, the production value is next level, and honestly, that book was written for audio. But in that book, she found inventive ways to showcase the markers of development within their romance that didn't have anything to do with steam. And I'd rather that, okay, than the build-up and then lady balls. I just don't understand. If it's pertinent to the story, then I feel like I need to see it. And I typically side-eye anything that's happening off of the page. Don't tell me about it. Show me. So anyway, next is audiobooks versus ebooks or paperback. I mean, I love a good audiobook. It makes me a better member of society. I don't mind traffic as much. I don't mind lines in the grocery store. I don't mind groups of people meandering because they're on vacation and I'm trying to get to work as much. So I definitely love an audiobook. It just creates a cinematic experience for me. I love a performance. And I'm able to do a variety of different things while listening to them. However, out of each form, I am an ebook girl. I can take my ebooks wherever I go, and I definitely prefer that. The next pick is Kindle or nah. I actually don't have a Kindle. I use the Kindle app through my iPad, so I think that counts. But the majority of my reads come from Kindle Unlimited, so absolutely Kindle. Although I am thinking about buying one because I heard that they're waterproof and then I wouldn't have to risk my life while reading in the bathtub. So that is something that I need to consider. If you have, you know, any recommendations on which one I should get, please link it below. Next is matte or glossy. I love a matte cover. In fact, My favorite matte cover is kind of a mashup of the two. Glossy, really difficult, okay, for me to sit up here and not advertise my whole lighting setup or take pictures of the glossy covers or like not have to wipe it down so it still has that sleek look. Where the matte, I just like the feel. I like how it photographs. I like how it is when I hold them up in videos, just being honest. My favorite though, still, and I'm gonna pull both from the series because they're different. I do not know what kind of stock this is with the Heart of Blood and Ashes, but it's just like, it's got this like spongy quality to it, and I freaking love it. It feels so good, but the lettering is glossy. I don't mind it. I mean, I love this cover. I love the way that it feels. I'm probably exposing myself. Yet, it's different from the second book. I'm not understanding. I really don't get it. I need more matte covers with this stock. Anyway, I'm sorry. Next pick. Love him. Buddy read or fly solo. The only buddy reads that I really enjoy, I consider them as such, are book clubs, because we're all reading at our own pace. We meet up at the same time, same live show, and get to discuss. I love the discussions that are centered around book clubs. But I tend to fly solo. In fact, I really enjoy reading a book and reaching out to somebody that I know who's already read it and loved it or had, you know, so-so feelings about it and like discussing it as I'm reading it with someone who's already been there. That's kind of what I enjoy. And also, you know, we all read at different paces. So buddy reads can be a little difficult when it comes to not giving spoilers. I tend to get very gushy and swoony and go in and long-winded. So that's difficult for me, okay? So yeah, fly solo for sure. Small town or dark romance? I'm gonna go with dark romance. I like heady and tumultuous tension. I like heavier themes, how they illuminate trauma, how they hold space for them. I like to see the way in which an author can have that present and still arrive at an HEA. I find it very affirming. And I also have found that I don't really need to be in the right headspace for it. I can typically just go into a dark romance and live. So I'm definitely gonna go with dark romance, but I do love small town as well. Okay, new adult or adult? I'm going with adult. I typically don't reach for new adult unless it's a recommendation from somebody that I trust. That recently happened with Kay Webster and Nikki Ash's Torn and Bound duet. That was a gen. And it really felt like the college setting was used as a vehicle to just force them into proximity. Like that was a true polyamorous quad. And I loved it so much. But also Kristen Callahan has a series. Okay, so I do pick up new adult, but it's on recommendation. I typically lean towards adult, okay? That's, you know, what I want to glean. That's where I want to be. I'm also sort of leaning towards more mature heroes and heroines of late. I find them very satiating, and I'm an adult reader for sure. Next is sprint read or marathon read a series. I'm kind of confused by this. I haven't watched anybody else's video because I didn't want to be influenced with my answers. So if sprinting, damn, I'm not sure. If marathoning is like starting a series and reading it all the way through, I love to do that. I want a marathon read. That's what I did with Lorraine Heath's Scoundrels of St. James series. I loved the first book and went through the entire series and just lived. I love doing that. I believe I did that with Elizabeth Hoyt's Maiden Lane series as well. That was really fun. So I love getting engrossed in worlds, and I'll just marathon through that sucker. Next is Alpha or Sweetheart Hero. I do love a cinnamon roll. I love a sweetheart, but I'm going with Alpha. I mean, an alpha hero goes after what they want. They get her done, okay? Even if they're broody or scarred, it's like, I imagine just like a lion pacing. He's pacing, but he's tracking. You know he's gonna pounce. I love, okay, I'm sorry. This is a tangent. I know this video isn't about this, but I love in books when an alpha like says some derivative of, if I were a better man, I'd walk away. Okay, but I'm not. I love it. Okay, he knows or believes he isn't good enough, but it doesn't matter because it's happening. Like, bottle that up. I live for that. I love an alpha, okay? And alphas can be mellow too. I just love when that happens in books. Next, I'm sorry. Read multiple books at once or one at a time. I have multiple books going. I've got an audiobook going, an ebook going, physical books. Now I've started reading physically to sort of like wind down before bed. I've always got something going on. And I don't really have issues with like jumping in and out of each story either. Okay, baddie or damsel in distress. If you know anything about my reading tastes, then you know I'm gonna pick baddie. I love a fierce heroine. And even when she's making decisions that I find annoying, at least she's active. She's propelling the plot. I've been surprised by damsels in distress. In fact, I don't mind if the hero sees her as such or the characters around her treat her that way. It's when she embodies that where I take issue. I always think of Elaine from ACOTAR. It's like, what purpose does she serve other than to shine on a pedestal and be a beacon for all to use all of their resources and risk their lives for? I just don't really enjoy it, okay? I've been surprised by damsels in distress, but this is an easy pick. I want a baddie, okay? I want someone who's doing on the page, making things happen, even if she's messing stuff up. I need a baddie, please, okay? Even if she is a baddie cloaked as a damsel, give me that. I just can't, okay? I can't with the delicate flowers. I don't care. I'm so sorry. Next is slow burn or instalove. I'm going to go with slow burn, but my stipulation on that is that I like my slow burns to be scalding. I want to feel like a glance. Reads like steam. I need that. I love the tension when it is just heightened and done right. I love a slow burn over instalove. And I can take instalove, but come on, give me the build up and deliver in the end. I believe that's all of the questions. Wow, that was kind of quick, or at least I hope it was, you know, because you can see the timestamps. I want to thank you for joining me. Please consider subscribing and sticking around, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.